Alright, let's start the stream. Make sure everything is lined up here. Up. That should be good. Looks like it. Does it sound like it? Does indeed. So hello, people of the internet. It is I, Silverack Dragon here, back with more Fate Grand Order. We're actually streaming 2 days in a week. Woo! But yeah, we're doing more Fate Grand Order today. We're going to continue the Glasses event is essentially what I'm going to call it. A couple news posts in the interim. There was a video that played when I launched FGO today about Road to Lost Belt 7, just a recap on the first Lost Belt. And it does look like there are some eligible quests that can be done even if you do not have said servant, but I'm not going to do that because that's kind of cheap. And then there's a recollection quest, or quests, it looks like. Yeah, so we might do those today, we might do them Monday. I haven't got a rank up added, quarter AP through Part 2, Chapter 1, half AP for free quests in the same era, as well as rank ups and interludes, and double experience, and double friend points, and some special illustrations, one featuring Kadak and the other featuring Ivan. And it looks like there is some sort of stream discussing, I'm pretty sure this is all old news. The big thing, though, we have confirmation of the Battle in New York, Space Odysseus versus Nikola Tesla, has been announced for next week, essentially. With the title The Strongest in the Line, the spectacular festival of valor has once again made its glorious return. The unexpected arrival of a goddess from the skies through the last tournament into chaos. Now the host, the King of Heroes, is properly prepared in case the goddess interrupts once again. However, how do you do, people of Mid-Earth 2033? I am the great space adventurer, Space Odysseus. A massive Federation Space Force fleet suddenly appears. Nikola Tesla, head of tournament security and the Holy Grail coupled hybrid temporal defense system, are Earth's last line of defense against this new invader. The starting bell rings once again in New York. Formerly known as the Battle in New York 2021, the GBF Grand Battle Festival in New York begins now. So it's just another tournament event with a prize roulette with fabulous prizes, and you have to have completed Lost Belt 1. And then there's just the general roadmap, which is announcing Battle in New York. Hey, Mark, welcome to the stream. Hubby things. And then there's also something else announced for late March. Water Monster Crisis. I don't know what this event's about, to be honest. I might have heard about it in JP, but most things post Lost Belt 6 are kind of a blur for me as far as the JP side of things goes, so I don't know too much about this. Nor do I know anything about the Nanmei Yumi Hari 8 Dog Chronicles. I have no idea what this is about either. So yeah, chilling until next time we get a double super suck. Fair. Completely fair. I definitely need to make use of that myself. Alright, special accrued login bonus gives us 3 blue stones, got some recollection quests. Okay, there must be something going on with the Glasses event, because I'm getting one of these like every day I log in, and I don't know why. Naturally, glasses are in no way connected to intelligence. That's no more than a stereotype. The fact is, there are both good and bad people who wear glasses. Okay, since when is intelligence linked to good and bad? Arjuna. Yet there is meaning to be derived from the act of putting glasses on. For example, one could use them as a mental switch of sorts to shift between personas. You could change to a sharper glasses, become a sharper negotiator. The world abound with glasses of all sorts. I hope from the bottom of my heart you find the right pair for you. I am the shadow of my true self. Persona, indeed. An extra login reward. Interesting. Well, Arjuna, sadly, I do not need to wear glasses. Actually, not so sadly, because I got laser eye surgery done because I was sick of wearing contacts. So, yeah, I don't care for glasses, honestly. They were annoying, and I'm glad to be rid of them. Fair point, fair point. Some people do just look better with glasses. Alright, limited time quests. Thank goodness these all auto-completed. Except for these bottom two. So we need to get 3 monuments of sabers and 3 battles with sabers in my party. We'll claim what we got. 9 teapots, 6 quartz, 5 hellfires, and 1 laystone. And we'll claim these. And I think that's all we need to claim, so without further ado, let's continue the quest. Woohoo! Section 4! Game 1 Lateral Thinking. Sabers and statues. Yep, I'm pretty sure the saber training ground is open for the duration of this campaign, though, so that should be easy enough to pull off. What more hilarity will be unpacked in today's part of the event? Which kind of is going to just be the rest of the event, mind you, but still. Today's part. Alright, it looks like we have our teams. For Team A, we have Paracelsus, Samson, Mordred, and Medusa. Like, going back to some people look better with glasses. Everybody here looks pretty good with glasses. Mordred kind of looks uncanny with the glasses on, but they fit her, you know? The glasses do fit Mordred. Merlin, I'm gonna be honest, you can barely tell he's wearing glasses. Like, his hair is so swoopy around his eyes, it almost looks like that one strand of hair is curled around his left eye, and it's not actually glasses there. The way the hair just sort of flows into the glasses there, it almost looks like there is no glasses. You cannot unsee that now. I know. Team B, Arjuna, Alter, Karna, Gawain, and Enkidu. And of course, Karna's just out of nowhere with fucking sunglasses. Like, I mean, they match his aesthetic, but they just look so ridiculous on him. Enkidu does look good with glasses. Gawain, I think Gawain looks better without the glasses, honestly. But Enkidu looks good. Karna, you know what? They fit ya, dude, so go for it. And Arjuna, I mean, I don't really care about Arjuna too much. And for Team C, Nemo, Kukulon, Alter, Saito Hajime, and Oda Nobukatsu. Kukulon, Alter. Another one who the glasses do not fit at all. Like, that does not fit Kukulon Alter. I busted a gut in laughter when I first saw that. Hajime does fit. Like, it looks like it is part of his standard outfit. Nemo and also fits as well. Same for Nobukatsu, I'd say. The glasses fit those three, but they do not fit Gawain or Ku Alter. Everybody else, though, that's got glasses in this event, I completely agree with the choice. And of course, the Master of Chaldea. Hang on, Major Flowers, what does that mean? Also, this mysterious dude, who I still have no idea who he is. Like, maybe he has some relevant in some other type moon work, and like the symbol on his vest and the earrings might be a clue as to his true identity or something like that. I don't know. I can't tell. I literally have no idea who this is. Since you don't seem to have any affiliation of your own, why don't you join me as another Master of Ceremonies? That sounds great. Very well, it's time for the first game. How about we start with something simple and familiar? A man ordered turtle soup at a seaside restaurant and killed himself because he eaten soup made with the meat. I should have realized you'd already known the answer, but yes, let's go with this. What could be more fair than a game focused on lateral thinking? How does that sound to you? Yeah, sure. Why not? Do you? Then I won't bore you by going over the process further. Let's begin. Two men were collapsed on the ground, bleeding. One of them had a gun. The other was empty-handed. Only one of them survived. How did he do it? I mean, there's a lot of different ways that could happen. Kind of depends on the situation. Okay, teammate, let's hear your question. If you don't have one, you can pass, but you have to say so. Please note that any team can try to answer at any time. However, if two people raise their hands simultaneously, I'll let the one with the most recently asked question go first. Got it? Good. And begin. Only one of them survived. Did the man with the gun win? No. Team B. Was the man with the gun sick? Also no. Team C. That sounds mildly wrong. At this point, all we know is that the empty-handed guy won. And the cause was not illness. So who's gonna ask a question? If no one else wants to, I'll go. I'd like to check something anyway. Did the empty-handed man kill the man with a gun? Yes. We can safely say the empty-handed man killed the man with a gun. Does everyone get how the game works now? Then let's pick up the pace. Did the empty-handed man beat the man with a gun to death? No. Is it important that they're both men? No, neither one's gender matters for our purposes. I'll go next. Were the two men near each other? Yes, very near. You love it when they reveal redacted. Oh boy, I can't wait for that spoiler. Oh, good question. If they fought at close range, the empty-handed guy could have easily evaded a gunshot. Were the two men near each other when the fight began? No, they were relatively far apart. Huh? Uh-oh, that throws a wrench in the whole thing. Was the empty-handed man a fast runner? He was not, but how fast the man runs does not matter. Doesn't matter, huh? Alright, I'll go next. Anything you want me to ask, Master? Okay, what's relevant here? So, they were next to each other when they died, but they weren't when they were alive. We don't know how the loser died, though, so... How did the loser die? Was the empty-handed man still unarmed when he killed the man with a gun? If you're wondering whether the empty-handed man picked up something, the answer is no. He was empty-handed the whole time. This you can take as a fact. Were the two men over 100 meters apart when the fight began? No, they were closer than 100 meters. Were the two men over 20 meters apart? Oh, still no. That's pretty close, definitely within firing range. So here's everything we know for certain, including the information about the other team's questions. I think this should cover it. Okay. The man with the gun shot himself. The empty-handed man convinced the man with the gun to shoot himself. Being with two men within 20 meters of each other, the empty-handed man got close and the one wanted to kill him, and he killed him with his bare hands without beating him to death. Wait, hang on, something doesn't add up. Both men were bleeding. Exactly. Makes sense that the one with the gun would, since he had wound up dead. But how did the empty-handed man get injured too? Maybe he got shot when he ran in to get close. No, that can't be it. Merlin said it doesn't matter how fast he can run. If he ran in to get close, his speed definitely would matter. Oh, right. Hang on, how does any of this make sense? That's my guess. The empty-handed man convinced the man with the gun to shoot himself. Now, what should we ask about? There's some things I'm curious about, but we still don't have the full picture. Why don't we stop asking definite questions and try asking random misleading ones? Good idea. Were the two men over 10 meters apart? Yes, they were 10 meters. They were over 10 meters apart. So no, they started between 10 and 20 meters. If they start out near each other, I would get why it wouldn't matter how fast they were, but in this case, it doesn't matter how fast they were. Maybe the empty-handed man ran into the armed with a car or something. Yeah, death that qualifies empty-handed. I guess you're right. Sister's master. I don't know how fast they were. Because... I'm sorry, wait. You cannot be telling me that the empty-handed man fell on top of the man with the gun and the landing killed the man with the gun. See, I've played Fire Emblem Three Houses, but I don't think I get that reference, to be honest. Cool. Let's do this. Gotcha. See, I think here my method of attack is going to be press red until dead. And then just to be 100% safe, we're gonna make sure Ku has a full NP just in case this does not break. Yeah. Go, Ku, go. Oh wow, that was just an Omni boost. I wasn't even paying attention. I wasn't even paying attention, and all of a sudden, everything. Boo boo boo. You guys won. The story fights with all the exploits are annoying, but the supports are peak in farming. Wait. Oh, you mean for farming the event itself. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the first 3 sections of the story, it was fairly easy because Arjuna Alter was the story support, and, you know, with the right setup, you can just NP with him straight off the bat and destroy. And even this one has been kind of simple. Wow, this is the first time I'm actually seeing Ku Alter's NP. I didn't realize that. Hey, nearly 1,000,000 damage. Nice. Columbus's bond. 1. You know, it just occurred to me, I don't have support set up for this event myself. To be fair, though, I don't really have much in the way of CEs either, so... Team B, the answer to your question is no, though if you know the solution, I'm willing to hear it. No, I'm afraid not yet. Alright, then go ahead, Team C. Was the unarmed man higher up than the armed one? Yes. Well, that's the answer. Wait, what? Damn it. Okay, Team C, in this case, you get to answer first. Go ahead. The unarmed man fell onto the armed one. That's correct. Yes, we did it. What a relief. Nice job, team. Well, I'm sure the other teams have realized what happened by now. The unarmed man tried to commit... Okay, that's... I didn't think it would go that far. Wow, that's kind of blatant. Tried to commit unaliving by jumping off a building, only to collide with the armed man walking beneath him. Hell, they never actually fought at all. Oh. What? So that's how he got us. We assumed they had fought when we asked who killed who, but we never actually told us who the two fought. He had no obligation to correct our mistaken assumption. What? No fair. Of course I'm not here to correct your mistaken assumptions or warn you that you're on the wrong track. Four-story building is approximately 15 meters tall. There was a wrong assumption on the first list. I have to go back to see what that first list was, to be exact. A man were to jump off such a building and collide with someone on the ground. It's possible that the jumper may live and the man on the ground may not, depending on the point of impact. Damn it. I should have realized it was something like that when he said it didn't realize how fast it didn't matter how fast they could run. Same here. I don't know what I was thinking. You're perhaps thinking of humans as though they were servants. Good point. That is what the untrained human body is like, isn't it? You there. You should know better than to apply medieval British conventions to modern times. Now, we do have more games ahead, so I suggest you chat amongst yourselves while you have the chance. I do hope there's more logic games, because that was actually... They asked if someone won when the answer was no. The assumption was the unarmed man won. Oh. Clever. Very clever of them. I do hope there is more logic puzzles like this, because that was actually kind of fun. Team A. What we need is creativity. I agree. Whatever sort of contest awaits us next, I'm sure we'll need to be able to consider it from many different angles. Yeah, intuition ain't gonna do us much good here. I'm sure common sense will be tested too. Speaking of which, Paracelsus. I think I speak for everyone when I say you're our best hope. I do feel I know a decent amount when it comes to alchemy, medicine, philosophy, and astronomy. But there are plenty of other fields where I'm but an amateur. The whole twist is that they duped themselves into thinking it was a duel you could fall into many armed men in Texas. I think you mean America in general. They're marked. Pretty sure just many men are armed in America. Although, since one of the questions was that the gender didn't matter, that means it could imply you could land on top of any one person and they might be armed, man or women. Although I feel like that would have led to a whole other line of questioning if it was revealed that one of them was a woman. That could have actually muddied the waters so much more. Yeah, that would have... No, not necessarily woman being squished, the woman doing the jumping. That could have ran into a whole other line of questioning if the woman was the unarmed person and the man was armed, but the man was dead. Then it would be a line of questioning involving more outside sources, as people would think that there was some sort of outside intervention that might have caused the man with the gun to die and the unarmed woman to live. That would have been a more interesting twist, I think. Even though you're a caster, my deepest apologies. I feel so worthless. If only he had been here instead of me. I don't mean to brag, but I struggle with basics like boiling water for tea, and I often forget to eat or sleep. You're unlikely to find a servant who would be more helpless when living alone. Wow, that's kind of sad, Avasbron. On second thought, maybe you wouldn't be much help either. So you're basically useless outside your field. Essentially, yes. Well, damn, at least you're honest. For the time being, why don't we all note down our own specialties? It may serve as a useful reference. I don't know what kind of games we're going to have to play next, but okay, I'll go first. Let's see, I'm great in a fight, and at pissing off my old man. I feel like I'm fairly knowledgeable about Greek mythology, but I also feel like that could become a liability. I suppose I also know a fair amount about theology. Aside from that, you can't think of anything else? Now I wish I hadn't devoted my entire life to the pursuit of magecraft. I was just an executioner, but I consider myself well-versed in healthcare, too. You know, that reminds me, the advances that have been made in medical technology today are astounding. Compared to my era when we still had little knowledge of infectious disease, the difference is night and day. medicine has progressed all throughout human history. And in modern times especially, knowledge and technology are being shared at unprecedented speed and scale. It's wonderful. It used to be that medicine was considered magecraft in its own right, and was therefore to be kept a secret. He could make tea golems. True. He could definitely make tea golems. Alright, Marked. It was nice talking to you. Have a good rest of the day. Oh yeah, so now that you mention it. And now, Team B, I'm guessing. By the way, I know this is blunt, but I have to ask. Is there any bad blood between you two? Because I'm worried that it may become a problem. You don't beat around the bush, do you? No, that's just how I am. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't. But strangely, in this singularity, I felt far calmer than usual. You too, huh, Arjuna? It's true. Here my burning competitive spirit is cooled to a smolder. That would normally be a bad thing, but in this singularity, I think it will help. I agree. That aside, go on. We need to reflect on where we went wrong. Agreed. Absolutely. What is it we were lacking? I think we were taking things too literally. With combat, there is inevitable distinctions drawn between friend and foe, and tactics for deceit and surprise attacks. But this last battlefield required us to think along different lines. And you and I both tend to be a little impulsive. Oh yes, I know just what you mean. So what you're saying is, we might be at the greatest disadvantage of all the teams. Dun dun dun! I guess this is more of a victory party than a post-mortem. It's not over yet. We still have more games ahead. That's true. At this point, I'd say Team A is the biggest threat to us. Not Team B. Team B would definitely have the edge in combat. But if the next game is anything like the last, you have just as much chance to win as anyone else. Excuse me. Get a drink. All four of the guys in Team B are expert fighters, but that doesn't translate to good lateral thinking in games like Turtle Soup. What do you think, Sisters Master? Yeah, Team A is definitely the one to watch out for. Right. Well, we should definitely be wary of Paracelsus. Sanson seems like he has a lot of life experience, too. That snake woman is quick on her feet, and Mordred is... spirited? Wow. What was that supposed... Was that supposed to be a sneeze? Piss off. She's probably sneezed like a kitten or something. How are we doing? Everyone finished with your post-mortem discussions? Then let's move on to the next game. Michael. Okay, that's a hint. It's obviously there's more to that name, but if I could figure out how to make that special symbol. No, not accent. Oh, with a line above it. A macron. Okay, so let's copy that symbol. Okay, and... Well, that certainly means something in Danish. That's a Danish word, apparently. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna... Okay, I'm moving on. I'm moving on, because that's not a good... Okay, that was unexpected. Why don't you explain this one? A little warning would have been nice, but okay. Since our first game focused entirely on intellect, we thought the next one should test your stamina and luck. This is why we're going to have you play what I like to call Oni, or as it's commonly known in Western countries, tag. playing Oni. You rang. You rang. No. Section 5. So a game of tag then. Playing Oni, or as it's commonly known in the West, tag. Whoever is the Oni, or It, must run after the other players. If whoever's It catches another player, that player is out. This is a very simple game played all around the world, and there exist countless variations. Indeed, it has been the go-to game for children the world over since ancient times. Having said that, I don't think any of us would care to engage in a normal game of tag. Because, well, you're servants. We can't have you unleashing noble phantasms left and right to catch each other. So we're going to add a few special rules. Rule the first. One person from each team will be It, and the rest will simply be ordinary players. Each team may decide for themselves who will be It. All players, It or otherwise, may run away or give chase as fast as they are able. Rule the second. Only players from the same team can know who's It on their team. Oh, don't worry, I'll cast the perception blocking illusion up to help. So whoever is It will have their voice and likeness disguised. Let's go a step further and say that breaking the illusion is against the rules. The key thing is to keep in mind is, even if the player knows who's on their team is It, once they're on the playing field, they won't know which is their ally. Nor will the people who are It be able to identify each other. It's against the rules to break the illusion. Does that mean we'll need to deduce who's It on the other teams? Against the rules, huh? Rule the third. A team loses if all of its ordinary players are eliminated, or if their It is caught by another team's. Basically, whoever's It is also the team leader. A big responsibility. Rule the fourth. It's possible for two Its to end up in a draw. Hang on, I get if one It catches another. But how does a draw work in tag? Let's say one It catches another by touching their back. That's a clear out. But if two people are It simultaneously tag each other, that would be a draw, and both teams would be out. The final It standing in their team would then win automatically. Alternatively, if all Its are eliminated, then the team with the most surviving players would win. If all the Its are gone, and two or more teams have the same number of survivors, then I'm afraid the whole game will end in a draw. Rule the fifth. Players are absolutely forbidden from fighting each other, though they may feed demonic beasts. Does that mean... Correct, the entire building will be our arena, so to speak. And while I'm sure this needn't be said, I'll say it again. Killing a demonic beast is strictly prohibited. If we let them gain any more power, the Holy Grail War will be the least of our worries. While on the subject, I'm sure this also goes without saying, noble phantasms and offensive skills are similarly prohibited. She'd definitely just been thinking she could use her noble phantasm to win real easy. So only noble phantasm and offensive skills are prohibited, huh? Rule the sixth. Any player who's out, including those who are It, may neither help nor interfere. I'm sure none of you need to be told that, but it bears mentioning for clarity's sake. Also, we expect things to get fairly heated, so I'm afraid the Master of Chaldea will have to sit this one out. You'll be staying here with me until it's over. Aww. Don't worry, we'll be fine on our own. You just wait there with Michael for us to get back. Now I have a map for each team. This building is 9 stories, so I'm going to assign teams A, B, and C to the 2nd, 5th, and 8th floors respectively. And naturally, I'll keep you all up to date with the info about who's been captured. Any questions? Yeah, I got one. Can't Its just touch someone to tag him, or can you, like, tackle people and stuff too? I think allowing such roughhousing would just lead to actual fighting, so let's say whoever's It must touch someone with their palm to knock them out of the game. Kicking and such will not be permitted. Yeah, I got it. I got one too. What happens if the players obstruct someone who's It? What do you mean? For example, what if someone dodges an It and in the process bumps into them and knocks them down? Suppose that would depend on whether it was accidental or intentional. I want to say there wouldn't be out, but that would just let players restrain someone's hands and prevent anyone who might be It from tagging anybody. Yeah, exactly. Is that allowed? Most definitely not. And now, rule the 7th. Other players are only allowed to touch whoever's it for the cumulative total of 2 seconds. Any longer, and they're out. That should make it so players can't restrain it for anything alternating seconds on a technicality. Which ought to prevent any issues, yes? Yep, sure does. Any other questions? Doesn't seem like it. Now then, let our game of tag begin. Tag! I kind of wanted more lateral thinking. Team C. So who's going to be it? Should probably be the fastest runner, then it's got to be Kukalan. Say should definitely be either Kukalan Alter or Saito. Because yes, the key here lies in which team's it is the fastest servant. And that's definitely not me. Could definitely manage some split-second dodges, but I don't think I'd be great running over long distances. So what do you say, Kukalan? Will you do it? Yeah, I got this. Next, we need a strategy. Yeah, this is way more complicated than ordinary tag. Guess it's time before the event is for us to hash out our tactics. The question is, do we all stick together or go our separate ways? Well, what are the advantages of sticking together? If we have to, we could keep our it safe by shielding him ourselves, since we would instantly lose if he's caught. We can only do that a maximum of twice, though, so it only gets us so far. There are downsides to sticking together, too. For one thing, it makes it easier for the other teams to find us. So we should work out ahead of time what to do when someone spots us. What if we split up from the start, then? I don't think that's a good idea. Our job as normal players is to avoid getting caught by whoever's it. If the other team split up too, it'll be much easier for them to take us out individually. And see, the whole reason fish form schools is because of the strength in numbers. Can I say something? Go ahead. I think the most valuable asset in the war is information. At least that's what Sister says. So with that in mind, wouldn't sticking together make it harder to gather information? Good point. Lookout makes all the difference in the world. Good thinking, Nobukatsu. Well, of course it is. It's Sister's thinking. Okay, why don't we compromise and split into 2 groups? I'll go with Nobukatsu. Saito, you go with Nemo. Oh, jeez, I have to go with you. Got a problem with that? No, of course I do. Seems you forgot about the little gap in our power. Then again, I guess there's not a single servant here I could hope to defeat on my own. Yep, which is exactly why you're coming with me. Just be ready for me to drag you around by the scruff of your neck. This is exactly what I hate about you warrior types, but fine. I guess it's the only way. Looks like you're with me then, Nemo. And you know any spells to communicate over distances? I'm the #1 swordsman in all of Japan. What do you think? No, unfortunately I rely on Chaldea technology for comms. Alright, here Saito, I'm gonna give you a comms rune. Of course it uses magecraft, so the other teams will be able to pick up on that. So only use it when you really have to. Got it. I'll hang on to this. Are we sure we can use it? Isn't it against the rules? Now, rules didn't say you can't use magecraft. Little phantasms in fighting, yeah. But they never said a word about magecraft being off limits, so I'm going to make decisive use of it. Okay. Decisive use. You sure about this? It doesn't break any rules, so there is no reason not to use every advantage we can get. That said, what kind of magecraft are you planning to use? We're not allowed to fight, so any offensive spells are out of the question. What about some simple physical enhancements? But then I'd probably end up using Mana Burst by accident. Good question. I can see the sense in enhancing Sanson, but I don't think either of you needs help there. On the other hand, what about a spell like this? Damn, you serious? That sounds nasty, even to me. And like being nearly invincible is the best thing we can hope for. The only problem is it won't take long for the other teams to notice. There's nothing we can do about that, but let's not forget, they won't be so eager to risk everything right off the bat. Let's make sure we win this game. I never hear you say shit like that, Paracelsus. Hell yeah. I agree. It would be great to get one over on Karna and Kukalan for once. Make a good point. Okay, I'm in too. It's not every day we get the luxury of being in a Holy Grail war knowing no one's gonna get hurt. That'd be a waste to not go all out. Oh yeah, let's kick some Team B and C ass. What is Team A's, or B's, thoughts gonna be? So we agree to split up to look for the other teams. It's trusting in our individual strengths to see us through. It's a reasonable tactic since we can also communicate via magecraft, but makes great use of our team's strengths. I think it's a good strategy. I agree, but a meek approach would just reduce our chances of success. The plan is only possible because we have such a strong base to work with. I think it's great. It makes full use of our individual abilities. That's true. A meek approach from our team would probably just hold us back. Perception blocking. That must be an it then. I know I'm not my team's it. But the moment we declared ours, he became indistinct and hazy right before our eyes. I remember the name, but I can't get a clear look, so I have no way to differentiate the its. And since our team split up, I have no way to tell which team's it this is. Of course, we made a plan for this sort of situation. All I have to do is... No signal. Then it's an enemy. I'll head upstairs. This is Arch, and I just ran into either team A or C's it. I'm currently trying to make my escape. This is Karna. I've run into an enemy it as well. Zuena, I've also run into an enemy it. Wait. That's too many. Or the its must be we see must be ours. Mine didn't signal. Neither did mine. Wait, mine didn't either. Something's not right. The numbers don't add up. This is Arch, and I just ran into yet another it. What's going on here? Is that you, Enkidu? This is Enkidu. I'm not near any of you right now. That's Arjun over there. Looks like he's facing off with two its. That's right. Well, you're our it, and you're here with me. It doesn't mean that all of its its are in one place right now. I'm afraid not. If they were, there'd be no reason for Arjun to just stand there like he is. What you have to do is restrain Team A's it so they couldn't tag anyone who had his team's it tag theirs out, even if it meant sacrificing himself. But he's not doing that, which must mean he doesn't know which is his ally. No, that's not it. He doesn't even know if his ally is among them. Teammate's got to be behind this. Probably. He wants to see Merlin's spell, analyzed it immediately, and recreated it themselves. Paracelsus, the only caster here, had to have done it. No one else could have done magecraft so intricate. Clever, clever. Isn't that against the rules, though? No, it's not. The rules prohibit the use of noble phantasm and offensive skills. This is neither. It also doesn't affect the balance between the its and others. Team A consists of Sanson, Paracelsus, Medusa, and Mordred. This spell makes it all seem like they're all it, even though only one of them actually is. And the other three, who are only camouflage, can't knock other players out of the game even if they touch them. Does that about cover it, Merlin? I'd say so. Ah, this is great. I thought someone might try something like this. Now things are really getting interesting. Hang in there, Team C. Gotta root for the boys on my squad. Argent Ultra mostly figured out what was going on a few seconds after making contact with the enemy. Must be using disguises. Enkidu isn't here. The possibility is that they are using Kukulkan's runes. As far as I can recall from the battle records, he could probably use them to create a similar effect. But even if he was attempting to duplicate Merlin's disguise, it would still be different in noticeable ways. Which means it must be Paracelsus. He's the only one here who could perfectly recreate Merlin's illusions with his own form of magecraft. It's Team A. Every member of Team A is disguised as it. Can you tell which one is the real it? They're probably just disguising their appearance. It would definitely be against the rules for them all to actually be it. But I can't tell the imposters from the real ones. Ugh. Man, that's a nasty trick. Can't you do anything with your runes, like disguise us in the same way? I might be able to change our faces, but that's a far cry from Merlin's magecraft. If I don't get it exactly right, the fakes would be easy to spot. But their disguises are indistinguishable, perfect copies. There's only one mage here who could pull that off. So what do we do about it? We'll just have to lay low for a while. Saito, Nemo, you guys do the same. Looks like Team A's got their sights on Team B right now. Let's think of a way to counter them while they do with Team B. Team B. They're all edging in closer, but they're not coming at me all at once. Maybe that means neither of them is it. No, I can't risk getting caught right now. Either one of them could be it. I also can't take my eyes off them or I'll lose track of the differences I've noticed. My hope right now is Enkidu. If they can get here in time and restrain these two. It seems your disguises truly are perfect. No matter how closely I look, I can't tell you apart from our it. Fantastic work, Paracelsus. That shook them. No surprise there, though. But I don't know if that's because Paracelsus is here or because I figured out their trick. Team A consists of Paracelsus, Sanson, Mordred, and Medusa. None of them are the type to show visible shock just at having their trick uncovered, so then is one of them Paracelsus? I feel like I'm onto something. We're so close to kneeling, but we're still not there. We just need one more of us to show up. Mordred, Paracelsus, we can do this. Alright. What? Someone's coming up behind me. Must be the real it. You dodged, but it won't be enough. Got you. Damn, that was it. Right, I completely forgot. Teammate spell is a major flaw. Whoop, looks like we got our first victim. Sorry, Agent Alter, but you're out of the game. Now that I'm out, I can't contact my teammates to let them know about it. Good luck, Enkidu, Gawain, and Karna. So you're the first victim, huh? Arjuna. I have no excuse. I was careless. You did the best you could. Thank you, Master. I'm sorry I was the first to be disqualified. What a shameful display. By the way, Merlin, may I ask you something? It's about Team A. We're not going to find out until later, are we? Yep, you're right. It's a great strategy they came up with, but there is one glaring flaw. I see. And of course, how they cover up that flaw is what's going to decide this game's winner. Oh, Master Chaldea, Arjuna, it looks like Team Z made contact with Team A this time. And that's not all. Understood, we got the situation mostly figured out. They're hot on our heels right now, but so far we're doing okay. Never mind, just out of luck we'd run into some of those demonic beasts right now. So we've got demonic beasts up ahead and presumably another team's it behind us. Looks pretty bad. Now what should we do? Should we try to clear a path forward or deal with what's behind us? Forward. Why's that? Would you be mad if I said I was just a hunch, Captain? No, I trust your hunches. There's always a good reason for them. If I'm being honest, it's part of gamble too. Shall we? Let's. Okay, so Saito and Nemo. Oh, very restricted formation this time. Okay. Okay. All berserkers, though. Start on the strongest of the bunch. And now, we're gonna have Nemo find his way. Nice crit. So we just need to bust a gut in order to break. MP strength and attack. Guts, NP gauge when guts is activated. Arts, stars. Arts, buster, stars. Evade, defense. Attack and crit. Let's do a little bit of this. So that way we have very high crits, but also good chance to get NPs here. Close. Okay. Maybe we wouldn't need to go that far, because it does look like we might have this here. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Alright, they're gone. Thanks for the help, Sanson. Yeah, that support we had. Yep, it could only be Sanson. Of course, just the fact that he didn't come after us when we had our backs turned proves he's not it. Damn it, I can't believe you figured it out. Guess I shouldn't have helped you fend off those demonic beasts after all. Maybe, but I just knew that Sanson from Chaldea wouldn't be able to resist. So we'll gamble on me just being just as selfless as my counterpart in Chaldea. That's right. You really get me. Still, since neither of you are it looks like this encounter amounts to a draw. Not quite. 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 Gotcha. Sorry, Executioner. Sanson from Team A is now out. Time for you to leave. Damn, I guess I shouldn't have stuck around. Alright, that's one down. So both Team A and B have lost someone. It does put us on top for the moment, but it also makes us a bigger threat. We should spread out, and while we're at it, let's swap partners. Saito, you come with me. Nobukatsu, you're with Nemo. Why, so you can use us as decoys? Yep, we're not going to win if we aren't willing to make sacrifices here. Saito and I can deal with the demonic beasts faster. There's no one else left who'd forget the game and help us out, if we need to, like Sanson did. Roger that. Then we'll have to distract the other teams by drawing plenty of attention to ourselves. Fine then, I'll make a bigger splash than a whale in the shoals. Thanks, I'm counting on you. Okay, Nemo, let's go. Yeah. Think those two will be okay? No, both A and B are down a player. Right now, we're the only ones with our full starting lineup. Yeah, the others are definitely going to go after them. But as long as they can hold out, we should have plenty of chances to get the other guys, too. Let's go. Got it. Oh well, it's fine. I guess I have no regrets. Thanks for helping, man. You're quite welcome. I guess this means you owe me one. So now both A and B are down a player, which means we can make a good guess as to how they're going to react. Maybe blindingly obvious choice, but let's focus on Team C. If we lose one more teammate, we'll be the ones with targets on our backs. Let's go after Team C. Yeah. Now that Sanson's out, we'll be in deep shit if we lose another guy. Like they say, the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. Wait, does that work here? I hate that saying. Why? Oh, because you don't like being so tall? Well, hey, if it makes you feel any better, I think being tall is nice. Paracelsus. Do you have any spells that let someone swap bodies with a third party, particularly someone who uses their innocence as a shield to say thoughtlessly cruel things? I could probably come up with something. But swapping bodies usually results in a substantial reduction in power, so I can't recommend it. Makes sense. Don't worry, I didn't mean it. Why is she mad? I don't get it. Whatever. Okay, so we'll ignore Team B for now, even if we come across them, and focus on the 3 players from Team C then. Let's go. Yikes, I can feel the bloodlust all the way from here. They're definitely all after us now. We're like minnows being targeted by sharks, or sharks being targeted by orcas. And it's hopeless. There's no way you and I can win on our own, and if we both get disqualified, then Team C will be. Hang on, if things play out that way... Team A and B will both have 3 guys, and we'll be left with 2. When that happens, A and B would naturally go after each other, since they'll have the advantage again. Once either A or B are at numbers disadvantage. I had the same thought as you. Yes, things could work out well for us if that happens, but... You don't think they will? I don't know. All I can say for sure is, as decoys, we need to buy as much time as we can. Alright, let's do it. Team A's weakness is probably the fact that Paracelsus is it. What, because his Magecraft disguise is? Yep. Obviously, anyone with another team's it tag is out. But if Paracelsus gets ousted, he can't keep disguising his team with Magecraft, or they'll be breaking Rule 6. Yeah, I think it was once you're out, you can neither help nor interfere. Yeah. So of course, Team A is going to do everything they can to keep him safe. And that means we can be sure he's their it. Knowing that, we can work out what they're going to do. So we're going to go after Paracelsus and take him down, even if we have to use Nobukatsu and Nebo to lure him out. This would go even better if Team B's it was out of the picture first. Hey, you okay there, Paracelsus? Just a little winded. It's not just that. You're also casting these disguise spells on us while running around a fairly large building. Yeah, and since this building's set up to collect magical energy, you're keeping your own physical enhancements to a bare minimum, aren't you? Yes, I am. I'm so sorry, but there simply wasn't any other way. Why don't we take a short break? No, we shouldn't. I don't see our advantage holding much longer. It's very likely that the other teams have figured out I'm it. The other teams have most probably chosen their strongest servant as their it. In our case, however, our strategy dictated that I must be it. It probably won't be long now before Team B's it tags 2 of Team C's players. From that point on, there'll be a line between a humiliating loss and a come-from-behind victory for us. It'll be very fine. And I'd certainly like to win. Of course we're going to come from behind to win. I agree. Honestly, I'm rather fired up about this myself. I swear on these glasses I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. There you are. Man, how much stamina does this guy have anyway? You're going nowhere. God damn it, now we're cut off at both ends. Crap. Looks like this is it. Got you. Oda Nobukatsu and Nemo are both out. Only about as much time as we could. We'll just have to was enough for the other two. Oh. Ah, an it. Are they from A or C? Though they could also be one of A's players in disguise. So making a run for it. Okay, I'll go after them. May not be able to use my noble phantasm or offensive skills, but I'm still a fast runner. It's interesting that Karna and Arjuna agreed that Enkidu was stronger. An it chasing another it. So the one being chased must be one of Team A's players in disguise. Now do I go after the player being chased, or the it doing the chasing? Obviously I should go after the it doing the chasing. Once I get them, their whole team will be disqualified. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now! Got you. You really are fast, Enkidu. You're every bit as quick to take action as your reputation suggests, which is why we had to work as a team to defeat you. Damn it! The one who was chasing wasn't it, it was one of Team A's ordinary players, so that must mean... Got you. Medusa from Team A and Enkidu from Team B are both out. Thanks for playing. There's something mildly infuriating about that saccharine tone of his. You got me good. Boing! And so Team B is out of the game. Karna, Gawain, that means you too. That just leaves Team C. Yeah, but now our team's just the two of us. We should assume our advantage is essentially gone now. The last player left is Saito Hajime guy. Sword fighter from Far East, yes. I'm sure he's far more athletic than I am. But it's come down to a battle of grit. It's not a word I usually associate with myself, but in this case, I like it. Alright, let's do this thing. That was an ordeal. I'm sorry, everyone. I should have been more careful. Not at all. I would have fallen for that, too. Going after the one being chased just wasn't an option. No, you were made to think that, well, it wasn't an option. Chin up, Enkidu. We weren't that much help either. Thank you. That's kind of you to say. So, only 4 left, huh? Something wrong, Karna. I need to step out for a moment. Would you come with me, Arjuna? Hold on. May I, Master? Sure. Alright, then. Be back soon. Well, what is it? There's something off about the demonic beasts. I guess the other heroic spirits haven't noticed because they're too caught up in the game. Something off. I want to take a closer look at them, but I also don't want to get in the way of the game. So I want you to help me investigate them quietly. I see. Let's go then. Thank you. I'm glad you understand. I thought I'd see the day when you and I would be investigating an office building together. Fate certainly has a way of surprising you, doesn't it? That it does. If you told my younger self I'd be doing this one day, I don't think he would have believed you. Let's just chalk it up to the glasses and leave it at that. Good idea. It's all thanks to the glasses. Whoa. That was close. Guess you're Paracelsus then, which means that our it is chasing down must be... Mordred. Yeah, no Kazir could take off running like that. Saito, you still hanging in there? More or less. Alright, keep it up a little longer while I attack the last one. The man I'm chasing after continued to evade me as I ran after him. Hate that I have, well, below average stamina for a heroic spirit. I'm growing more and more exhausted, gasping for breath, sweat sticking to my hair and my skin. I know I'm doing something ridiculous in an already ridiculous situation, and yet this is still the wisest course. We're not injuring, killing, or dying, or fighting. Well, I suppose we may technically be doing the latter. As I'm not a warrior by any means, there's only so much I can do to end this conflict. But, even though it's also exhausting, this is all too good-natured and invigorating to call a battle. So if I must push my body to its limits like warriors do for a little longer, I can do that too. First, Mordred was running around every which way in that room. Now that they're out in the hallway, do they have some kind of plan, or are they just playing things by ear? If it's planned, then... Saito, where are you right now? 7th floor hallway. Paracelsus is on my tail, but so far I haven't had so much trouble shaking him. That's the same floor as me, so that must mean they're trying to trade places. I can hear footsteps. So they gotta be close. They must be playing to trade places at the hallway corner, so Paracelsus can surprise me. Well, interesting. If you think you can get me like that, go ahead and try. Not at the corner. Let's do this, Paracelsus. Got it. Now. Whoop. Saito just jumped over my head. There's no way they can catch him now. Once I catch the last player on their team, we'll win. We've got this. Huh? Okay, now that we all look like it, let me give you this just in case. Sanson. Your coat. Like I said, just in case. Anything we're not wearing on our person isn't affected by the it disguise, right? That's right, I assume it's the same for Merlin's illusion, too. So that if you have it... I thought if you have to, you can take off my coat and throw it over someone's head to surprise and blind them. But no, you really think there will be a situation where that'll be necessary? No, probably not. But there was. Thank you, Sanson. Now, all we need to do is... Get off me! Damn it, now Mordred's here too. Which one's the real it? This is the moment of truth. They look the same to me, but I can still tell which one is Paracelsus. He's the one who looks like he's about to collapse. It's over. Would you, Mordred? You got it, Paracelsus. Wait. 2 seconds. Now roll the 7th. Other players are only allowed to touch whoever's it for a cumulative total of 2 seconds. Crap, they still have a full 2 seconds to hold Kukulon down, which means he can't tag anyone for 2 whole seconds. Do it! Got you. Damn it. Kukulon Alter is out. That means Team C is lost, Team A wins. That was truly exhausting. Way to go, Paracelsus. That was awesome. Ow, please stop that, Mordred. You're hurting me. Oh, whoops. Damn it, feels good to win. Uh-oh, huh? Smirk. Small smirk. It does feel good to win, though. I'm sorry. That's okay. Nice work out there. Damn it, this sucks. They play the rules like a fiddle. Hang on, isn't it against the rules to deliberately interfere like that, though? Maybe, but I'm not so sure. Looked to us like Mordred just happened to run into him when they turned around at that corner. Right, of course it did. And as for us, forget it. I'm not gonna whine on a technicality when we obviously lost. I see. I'm guessing we were counting on him reacting like that, too. Oh, and the winner's return. You got no problem with our victory, right? Nah, you beat us fair and square. I suddenly feel so much lighter. What are you talking about? We've still got another game to win. Would you mind if I left that one to the rest of you? I could really use a break. Hang in there. On that note, I would like you to get to the next game, but it seems Karna and Arjuna Alter have yet to return. Master, we have an emergency. Oh. All of you, come with us. Dun dun. This is a bad sign, a very bad sign. Is that... Yes, it's almost definitively blood. And apparently the other demonic beasts have started eating each other. Is that bad? Normally it would be great, since they would be doing the work of calling their numbers for us. But here, the fewer beasts there are, the stronger those that remain become. As far as we can tell, their ability to absorb their opponent's power still works when they eat each other. Now they're on the verge of transforming from a demonic to phantasmal. That's going to make things much more difficult. The only way to fend them off now is to kill them with our noble phantasms. Wait, hold on, isn't that a bad idea? I mean, if we do that, they'll take our power too, right? That's right. So we can't drive them off, we can't afford to lose them, and we can't risk beating them either. So we're stuck. Alright, I see how it is. For the moment, I'll buy us some time with an illusion. Then we'll get our brainstorming a solution. Section 6, Game 3, a wolf, a goat, and a cabbage. Let's go. Order is essential to everything. There is an ancient logic puzzle that has existed since at least the 9th century, called the river crossing puzzle. Hey, I know that one. A farmer purchased a wolf, a goat, and a cabbage at the market. Well, not exactly that variation, I guess. The farmer needs to transport his purchase to his home across the river by boat. But there's a problem. Only the farmer can row the boat, and there is only enough room to transport one of his purchases at a time. Should the farmer leave the wolf and goat alone, the wolf will eat the goat. Likewise, if the farmer leaves the goat and the cabbage alone, the goat will eat the cabbage. The farmer must always cross the river with the boat both ways. The most efficient solution to this problem involves 3 round trips and a single one-way trip. True. Done right, it's possible to safely transport everything across the river by moving the boat 7 times. The final game involves a similar, yet very different problem. There are no return trips. Nothing can be put back where it was. We'll need to think carefully about which abilities to transport which abilities to transport and which to sacrifice. We're talking about what to give the beast and what not to. Get the order wrong, and we will be remembered as the fools who sparked the apocalypse. Let's hope this break room is still in working order. Yeah, it looks like it is. So what's going on, Merlin? Actually, I'd like to hear from Kukulon Alter right now. What do you make of the demonic beasts eating each other? And it's great they're cutting their numbers down for us. But yes, it's easy to... Hang on, I missed... That's right. It's easy to overlook at this point, especially since we're already referring to it as them eating each other. Come on. But this is just a battle for survival, so the last one standing wins. We're all intimately familiar with such things, aren't we? So it's like Holy Grail War. They're having a Holy Grail War too. Right, their cannibalism has ended up serving as the ritual for manifesting the Holy Grail. Well, that's not good. That may not have been in happenstance. They might well be doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. Otherwise, I can't see why they wouldn't have started eating each other before now. A ritual to manifest the Holy Grail, huh? What about it? How did they learn about the Holy Grail War in the first place? They couldn't have arrived at cannibalism just by observing what we've been doing here. We weren't actually fighting each other. We definitely weren't killing and eating one another. Yeah, I definitely wasn't doing that. That leads me to think they must have already known the mechanism for making the Holy Grail manifest. And if they did, it may be that they intended to complete the ritual by reducing their own numbers before ultimately coming to wipe us all out. Your line of reasoning makes sense, but if you're right, that would also mean they're much smarter than we assumed. Less shark and more orca. Do you really think those demonic beasts are so intelligent? Probably yes. For that matter, remember the mage's message of warning the beast, warning of the beasts going berserk? I think that might be because they made the beasts too smart. So the beasts were given intelligence and power, which let them learn how to take it for themselves, understand what a Holy Grail is. And now they've realized we're not going to kill each other. They've started holding their own sorts of Holy Grail war. We gotta do something about this. It's bad enough that the Holy Grail is feeding them magical energy. But our bloodless Holy Grail war has brought it one step closer to manifesting. And if it does, it'll be capable of granting just about any wish. What do you think these demonic beasts would wish for? You know what? Never mind. I can imagine plenty of stuff, and it's all terrible. Yeah! Pretty much all bad. Worst case scenario. Prosperity, longevity, power. When you get right down to it, mundane human desires aren't much more than their instinctual needs as excuse me, living creatures. So now that these beasts have begun to think for themselves, they're definitely going to wish for all the same things. And if they get their wish, it'll be a damn catastrophe. If those things flourish and grow stronger, they'll eventually start using their brains. I mean, we've already established they're intelligent, Mo. And then it won't be long before they're thinking stuff like, why share this planet with other intelligent life? We ought to be ruling. That sounded worse than some of the stuff I've seen in sci-fi horror films, but I think you're right. Okay, now that we all get the gist of what's going on here, let's get to the big question. How are we going to defeat those things? Actually, I have something to say about that. Medusa, you lost your power when you killed one of the demonic beasts, right? Right. They then took that power and misused it for their own much weakened version of your petrifying mystic eyes. However, when Arjun and I fended off some demonic beasts earlier, the mystic eye power they were using had grown markedly stronger. Oh no. That's right. In the worst scenario I can imagine, they're cannibalizing one another also makes their abilities they stole stronger. It's definitely possible. I can only hypothesize, but if I'm correct about what's happening, they could be trying to concentrate these mystics in one place rather than leaving them spread out and diluted. Those things are getting stronger, about the worst thing that could happen. Reminds me of a curse from the east I heard about. It's called Kodoku. They fill a clay pot with venomous creatures and wait for them all to kill each other so they can harvest the strongest one. That's kind of metal. Excuse me, could I say something? What is it, Michael? Oh, well, I was just thinking that, embarrassment aside, I can't afford to keep my true name to myself anymore. Thank you! What is your true name? Get the Googles ready. Because if the demonic beasts are growing stronger as a result of stealing my power... Yes, go ahead. Then I need to tell all of you about that power if we're ever going to stop them. I see. So they took your power too, just like they did Medusa's mystic eyes. That's right. Well, here goes. My true name is... No. Constantinios Xi Dragasis Palaiologos. I almost spelled it properly. The last emperor of the Byzantine Empire and the one responsible for the walls of Constantinople that protected my people. But the demonic beast stole my bulwark ability. In simple terms, they're really, really sturdy right now. That was very simple. Thank you, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm incredibly embarrassed to have come to this. Anyway, all that aside, Medusa, would you mind if I asked you a favor? Okay, what is it? Would you take a quick peek at the demonic beasts out there cannibalizing each other? I know you can't fight them off with your power gone. But I think you're probably the only one here who's resistant to their petrifying disguise, since they originally belonged to you. Good point. I can't do much against other mystic eyes, but I should be able to deal with my own. Okay, I'll go take a look. Thank you. I see, so it's all about finding the right order. What are you muttering about over there? Oh, I was just thinking about how if the demonic beasts would continue to eat each other, the last one left would be stronger than we were expecting. Naturally, we have to find a way to defeat them, but if we use our noble phantoms to fail, they'll take our powers from us and leave us with less to work with, but they'll get stronger. If we can kill them, great, but if we can't, we're screwed. That I was able to first defeat some of their number is truly unfortunate. Thanks to that they, or maybe just one of them by this point, have very high defense. They're definitely tough enough to hold out until the very last moment. Then there's no way we'll be able to defeat them without our noble phantasms. Quite the conundrum. Oh, hang on. Of course, I can't imagine the demonic beasts are capable of fully utilizing every bit of power they receive from even one of our noble phantasms. If they could, they would be well beyond the realm of demonic beasts, but not knowing how much they can use them is worrying. While we're at it, we can rule out destroying them by using all of our noble phantasms at once. Why is that? I know you're all weakened right now, but between you, Gawain, Karna, and Arjuna, I don't see how anything can, come on, withstand the full force of a combined attack. You might be right, but if we succeed, where would all that energy go? For all we know, it'd blow up this whole building and us with it. At that point, the Holy Grail would be the last thing on our minds. They might work as a last resort to prevent a worst-case scenario, but it's definitely not the best solution. Yeah, you're right, Kukulon. Thank you. That's an excellent point. Indeed, and that's why we need to carefully consider the order of our next actions. This will be our final game. Everyone, I know this is a lot to ask, but could you share your noble phantasm and skills with us? Specifically, things like Constantino's bulwark or Medusa's mystic eyes. Basically, I want you all to think about which of your skills the demonic beast would take from you. Even a guess will do. The order in which we use them will be crucial, so we all need to consider this together. I mean, technically, couldn't Nobukatsu just, do his sacrifice noble phantasm? Then they all know how to sacrifice themselves, and they just all sacrifice themselves. I'm back. Looks like they're down to about 10 land, sea, and flying beasts. They're also still eating each other. I'm not sure if they'll end up as a single entity, or if they'll maintain an equilibrium with one of each type. If I had to guess, I'd say it'd be the latter. See, so it'll probably come to a battle against the last 3 beasts. They'll let you assign the right servants to deal with each demonic beast. Okay, let's start by going over all of our abilities. I know there's no point in keeping our teams anymore, but since we already have them, why don't we go in team order? Sanson, Paracelsus, Mordred, Medusa, would you mind starting us off? My powers have already been taken, so I don't have anything to add. Understood. Alright. As a heroic spirit, the key words that describe me are healing ability and executioner. They're both core abilities and or occupations for me, not to mention an intrinsic part of who I am. So I think if one of my abilities were to be stolen, it would be from that list. For demonic beasts, they'd probably prefer my healing ability to my execution skills. Now, in some ways, executioners are tied to ethics. It's not an execution without a concept of crime. I have Magecraft, especially Alchemy and Elemental Conversion Magecraft, capable of controlling the 5 elements. I don't know what to extent the demonic beast would be able to make use of those skills, but let's see. If they were able to create a Philosopher's Stone, that would make things much, much worse. For me, I guess it'd be my Mana Burst temporary power-up. It's pretty damn strong. Sure, if those demonic beasts fly at us at the speed of sound would certainly be a nightmare. Okay, how about you, Team B? If my power were to be stolen, it would probably be either my Noble Phantasm, Excalibur Galatane, or my special ability, Numeral of the Saint. The former lets me project the sun's rays, and the latter lets me use the sun's energy to boost my physical abilities. Dumb as with Gawain when the clock strikes noon, or his triple jack strength will knock you to the moon. Mordred, when in the world did you come up with that ditty? Yeah, it would be very bad if the enemy had access to such a power. Mine is similar. If the enemy were to steal my power, they would undoubtedly be the golden armor I received from the god of the sun. As for my spear, it's hard to say. I'd like to think that no one but me could effectively wield my spear or my armor, but even putting that aside, my intuition tells me the demonic beasts would go to my armor over my spear. For me, I would expect it would be my clairvoyance. Even if they did take my noble phantasm, they'd be much more likely to kill themselves with it than use it against us, since the very concept of anti-evil is probably difficult for them to understand. So I think they'd almost certainly go with my much more straightforward clairvoyance. And that would be a little bit of a nightmare, too. I guess that just leaves me. That said, I very much doubt they'd be able to use my Enema Elish. So if they were to steal something, it'd probably be my perfect form, my ability to regenerate from using the Earth's magical energy. Okay, that just leaves Team Z. For me, it's safe bet they'd use my Noble Phantasm, Korid Koenchin. I do not know how to pronounce that word, so I'm just gonna go with it. Unfortunately, my demonic beasts have no trouble using it. So I'm almost positive they'd go for that over Gaybolg. My Noble Phantasm is the Nawless. I'm pretty sure those demonic beasts wouldn't be able to use it. But the power of the Triton, the Merman, is another matter. It provides a blessing when embarking on trips to unfamiliar lands. That could well help them in escaping this building. In my case, it'd probably be my swordsmanship. That's all I can think demonic beasts would want from me. So I don't think there's anything useful they could take, because any power I have exists solely for Sister's sake. Very good. Thank you all for being so forthcoming. Well then, Master Keldea. These are all extremely powerful abilities, and even just having one of them stolen could be fatal for us. But I also have a bad feeling that some combinations of those abilities would be especially dangerous. Now that everyone's told us about themselves, did any such combinations stand out to you? Yeah, quite a few. I would say... We're not mentioning Arjuna's fucking clairvoyance? Nemo and Enkidu would probably be the most terrifying of those trios. So Nemo's inclination to travel far and wide paired with Enkidu's ability to absorb magical energy from the earth. You don't have to worry about that. There's no way they'd be able to use my skill better than I can. But wait, could they maybe use Triton's power to make up for the deficiency? It would definitely be a disaster if those creatures got out into our world. But I think there's a more immediate dangerous combination. Karna and Gawain. Karna is armored with the power of the sun god, and Gawain has a skill that uses the sun to triple the user's physical abilities. That sounds like the worst possible combination to me. Sure, there are other bad combinations as well, but it looks like Karna and Gawain would be the most dangerous by far. Then does that mean we can't join this fight? Oh no, not at all. It's only your combination of abilities that would be their problem. That means it's crucial we save you and Karna for the fight against the very last demonic beast. Fair point. Fair point. We two will be the ones to deal the final blow. Understood. Leave it to me, I can't wait to get started. Now we just need to figure out where to put our less spectacular abilities. Less spectacular abilities? That's right. Take Saito Hajime's swordsmanship, for example. Even if they did take that for themselves, do you really think those beasts could hold a sword? A sea fiend might. They could have one for each tentacle. I'd like to see that. That'd be hilarious. I actually think it'd be more cute than funny. Just imagine them desperately trying to grip the swords with their stubby limbs. I don't know about cute, but they're still freaking creepy to start. Yeah, but I see your point. Basically, if we're going to give them abilities, either way we should start with the ones they can't use, right? Or alternatively, we could save the abilities which are useless to them for the very end. Useless, huh? So if Karna and Gwen need to go last, who needs to go right before them? Then. Maybe we should write all this down in a notebook. Probably not a bad idea. No, let's use a whiteboard. We can use this one I found over here. Let's see what we can come up with. Oh, we don't get to just figure it out? So they're just going to show us various differing combinations. Yeah, Nemo with the land one does make the most sense, but Enkidu with land doesn't. Put Enkidu on the air side, Nemo on the land side, Saito on the sea side. Alright, these are the servants who will go before Karna and Gawain. Seriously? I'd like to know what combinations we picked. Quartz and 2 more tickets. Section 7's longer than I expected it would be. If all of that is as long as all of this has been, then I don't think I'd be able to get it done today, because that's 4 frickin' arrows. And it took us 3 arrows to do an hour and a half. So, I think that I'm going to have to call today's stream here. Yeah, I'm going to call today's stream here, and on Monday we will finish up the event. Hopefully. Because, I mean, 3 arrows took us about an hour and a half. This should take us like 2 hours, give or take. Yeah, so let's just, I'm going to call today's stream here. We're going to finish up the event come Monday. And Wednesday, we will see about doing the Anastasia stuff. Well, there's only one. Yeah, then Monday we can definitely do the Anastasia recollection quest thing and the what's it. Okay, there's 2, but still, we can do that on Monday as well. But yeah, so for now, I've been Soulrack Dragon. I hope you've enjoyed today's stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to check out my channel here on Twitch or YouTube. Same name, same games. There is plenty of content for you all to enjoy. But, once again, thank you all so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.